The learning Zili Nishmas Etta Ahuva by Yaakov Maseches Bechoros Perek Gimel Mishna Daled Sar Bechor Balmum Shenoshar V'Nichui B'Chaloin. The hair, the tzemer of a Bechor that was a Balmum that fell off, and you put it in the window. V'achar kach shachtoi, and then you shechted it. So if you shecht it and there's tzemer on the animal after the shechita, it becomes mutter. But on the hair, the tzemer that fell off before the shechita, and now it was shechted, is machlekes. Akavya b'mahalel mater. Akavya b'mahalel says it's mutter. The same reason that it's mutter the hair b'mechuber achar shechita, so it's mutter the hair that had fallen off before. The chachamim oiser and the chachamim say that it's aser. The Gemara says because dilma osi l'shuyeh. You're going to push off the shechita in order that the animal should grow more tzemer. And we're afraid that if you don't shech the animal right away, then someone's going to come to shear it, and shearing it is aser, like we learned in the previous Mishnah. So the Mishnah says, Divrei Rabbi Yehuda. This is all Rabbi Yehuda's shita. Amar Rabbi Yosi, Loi bezeh hiter akavya, el besar b'chor balmum shenosher v'nich b'chaloim v'achar kach meis. The machlekes is by a case of misa. In the case of shechita, the Gemara says shachtu divrei akol shari. Then everyone's going to hold that the same way it's mutter the hair that fell off that was attached b'shas shechita. It's mutter the hair that fell off before. The machlekes is where the animal just died. So Kavim Mahalal says it's still mutter. So even though the hair that was attached to the animal b'shas the misa is going to be aser, it's ta'in kvura. But the hair that fell off b'shas misa is mutter bahana, and the chachamim say it's aser because of the gzeira of dilma asi l'shuyeh. So the Mishnah Idias paskins like Rabbi Yehuda. So the Gemara says that halacha ki Rabbi Yehuda hil v'snam bebechirasa kavase. That Mishnah is in Perek Hey, Mishnah Vav. Hatzemer hameduvlo bebechar. If the tzemer was cut, but it's still hanging on. The Gemara explains, the Mishnah explains that it depends. Eshehu nira min hagiza mutter. If it looks like it's part of the giza, then it's mutter. Ve'esheinu nira min hagiza aser. So the hakdam is that we're talking about an animal that was shechted, and we're going like the Rabbanan. This is what the Gemara comes out, and therefore there's a chilik between prior to shechita and after shechita. The hair that was cut off prior to shechita is going to be aser. We're also going like Rabbi Yehuda, like the first shechita in the Mishnah. And the hair that came off after shechita is mutter. So therefore, since there's a chilik between hair that was detached before the shechita and after the shechita, so the hair that looks like it's part of the giza, so it looks like it came off after the shechita, so it's mutter. But if it's eina nir min hagiza, so it looks like it came off before the shechita, so then it's aser. The Gemara says, Heichi dami she'eina nir min hagiza. What's the case that it looks like it's not part of the rest of the wool that's on the animal? So machlekes either kol she'ikroi hafach kalape reishai. It's like a U-shaped, so you see the two tips that it's not attached to the animal. Or it's kol she'eina mismayich min hagiza. It's not the same level as the rest of the shearings. Perek Dala and Mishnah Aleph. Hakami Yisrael chayavin li yitapel b'bechar. If a Yisrael has a Bechor that's born in his flock, he has to work with it before he gives it to the Kohen. Rashi explains that we're talking about Bizman Hazeh, and then it would only be mutter to the Kohen after it gets a mum. So, Behema Dag Machlekes. Tanakama says, Behema Dag ad Shloshim Yoim, Begasa Chamishim Yoim. By smaller animals, 30 days. By Behema Gasa, 50 days. And only then are you allowed to give it to the Kohen. And the Gemara learns it out from a drasha. Behema Daka compares to Pidyon Haben. Behema Gasa compares to Bikurim, which is only after 50 days from Pesach to Atzeres. And Rabbi Yosi Omer Bedaka Shloisha Chadashim. He argues that by a Daka you have to hold on to it 3 months. And the Braisa adds on, Mimnei Sheshineha Daka, it's because it has very thin teeth, and therefore it needs to be with its mother for longer because it can't eat grass on its own. There's a machlekes that Taisus Yantiv says that Rabbi Yosi is not going with the drasha. He's just saying mesvara, that the chachamim gave a shir that you have to wait till it gets older. Kedei shitei nesina derech gedu. And the shita says that Rabbi Yosi held also from the psukim, but he held that each one is until the age that it doesn't need its mother. Behema Gasa is after 50 days, and Behema Daka is after 3 months. The Mishnah continues, let's say the Kohen says he wants it before the end of this period of time. You're not allowed to give it to him. It looks like the Kohen is trying to help out with the tipul, with the taking care of this animal, and through that you're going to wind up giving him trumas and maisis. And such a Kohen, you're not allowed to give trumas and maisis. If a Kohen helps out by the wheat to help you do the malachas, the disha and the zoira, so then you're not allowed to give such a Kohen trumas and maisis, because it looks like you're giving it to them as their wages. So huadin over here, if he offers to take care of the animal for the tipul, you're not allowed to give him this bechar. However, it's a balmum and he could eat it now, so then you could give it to him right now to eat mutter. B'shas ha-migdash and b'shas ha-migdash, if it was a tamim, so it could be brought to the base of migdash right away. Mutter, then you could give it to him. The last thing in the Mishnah is habachar nechel shana b'shana bein tamim bein balmum shenemar l'fnei Hashem l'kecha techlenu shana b'shana. The Torah says that the bechar should be eaten within the first year.